Hello, my name's Shirley Lawson and I'd like to welcome you to this Call Scotland webinar. I'm delighted to introduce you to Jim Bowen from Scanning Pens, who's going to talk today about the scanning pen device and how it can support someone with reading difficulties, whether that's in school, at home or in the workplace. So in this 20-minute webinar, he'll show you all the different features of the pen and explain how revolutionary this device can be. So welcome, Jim. I'm just going to pass over to you and let you share your desktop
Thanks, Shirley.
and get
yes,
started
so
with
I'm
the
just
session.
going to go through and share my screen now with everyone. So I'll just click share here. Hopefully everyone can see the slide just here, and I'm now going to run through this short presentation, just going through some features and benefits of some of the pens. So I'll just quickly do that for you now. Right, so today we'll just go through and I'll just go through to the agenda. So I'd just like to quickly talk about a bit about us, so Scanning Pens, and just introduce myself just shortly. And then we'll go through the reader pen, the exam reader, and some of the key features and benefits and how this relates to the SQA regulations. And then I'll go through some of the research and studies, and I'll also throw in some best practice and tips. So, just a little introduction from myself. So I'm Jim and I work for Scanning Pens just over 2 years now. I'm also dyslexic myself, so I've been through some of these struggles when learning to read and some of the struggles when it comes to exams, especially feeling anxious when you're answering some of the exams questions. And knowing about some of this assistive technology since I've been on board with Scanning Pens has just been a massive eye-opener for myself. And I'd love to explain it and empower everyone and tell them about some of the technology, in particular the scanning pen. So the scanning pen, the company was started in 2004 by 2 people, and they firstly sold an item called the Wizcom, and then they quickly moved on to something which is called the C pen, which has now been around 3 to 4 years. And we have global headquarters in the UK, in the US, Canada, and Australia. So we're growing quite largely, and we're also in India as well now. We have close working relationship with scanning manufacturers, and we supply directly to schools, colleges, universities, assessors, and individuals as well. And I'm also keen and looking at apprenticeships as well, which is something I'm really interested in, and also the workplace as well. And we do worldwide shipping. So if you are looking to get a trial of the pen, or you've already got one, this is kind of what you would receive in the standard box. So you'd get a mini USB cable, and that comes along in the box, but you can use any USB cable to plug into your laptop or computer other than Apple. You can plug it in and get one, and if you do lose your cable, just let us know, and I'm sure we can sort something out for you. You get 8 hours battery life of the pen, so you're looking at a full week's worth use of the pen as well, and it takes you up to 2 to 3 hours to charge. So you just plug that into your computer or laptop, or you can plug it into a plug adapter and it'll charge that way. I always say ensure that the battery is charged regularly, that you're keeping on top of it, just like your mobile phone. Once it's up to 20%, you then plug it in and charge it, and that's just looking after the battery life and the full use of the pen. You get a leather case to protect the pen as well. So if you plug that, the pen into the case, this will protect the pen for you as well. And you get headphones, which are provided in the box, and also the individual can purchase their own headphones. It's just a 3.5mm jack, so it's a universal jack that you can plug in headphones, and you cannot use Bluetooth or wireless headphones. It would just be into the jack and you're way to go. So I'd like to explain about the first pen, which is the C pen reader, which is this white one here. What does the pen actually do? So the pen is reading the words aloud, and it's giving the students that independence. So what you're doing is you're scanning anything printed, so your printed text, and then having it repeated back to you, so that cognate, and then you're hearing it back. So as you scan over a line, it will then repeat it back, and you can do that through the speaker or through the headphones, but I'll explain it in more detail as well. So on the white one there, all the features are there together. So you also get a Collins dictionary. So you have the dictionary mode where you can pick out a word and then hear the pronunciation of the word and then hear the definition aloud back to you. And we have the Collins dictionary, and we also have the OPD, the Oxford Primary Dictionary, which allows you to scan a word and have a more simplified definition read back to you. So that's the dictionary mode there. We also have Spanish and French within there as well. So if you like to hear them definitions in that language back to you, you can also do that as well. What I call the reader pen is the research pen. This allows you to scan something on the scan to file feature and then have it stored onto the pen on the 8 GB storage and take it away with you. So if you're in the library or you're looking at a newspaper article that you want to hear back later on or upload it onto your computer, you can do this through the scan to file feature. So you scan a line, scan a word, a paragraph, and then you can have it saved onto the hard drive, and then you can either listen back to it later or you can then upload it with the USB cable onto your computer, which then brings in some of the other assistive technology on the computer, some software facilities that you can use to then hear it back to you. So it all interlinks together. And another great feature is the recorder feature. This allows you, it's just a simple dictaphone which allows you to record your own voice memo, or maybe you're allowed to record lectures, so you can then have it recorded onto the pen and saved. I've also seen it being used as a feature which can be used to record your own voice clips to give you some positive motivation on that day, or someone special or someone close to you records a voice clip that you can then listen back and it'll make you feel good for that day and then engage in the classroom or in your studies. So what is the pen actually trying to do? We're trying to create independence. We're creating confidence, because that person's having to read for themselves. They're having to scan over and then listen back to it and repeat back. And it's encouraging them to read and become independent readers. Again, I'm not going to say this is for everyone. Some people might find that using software is something more suitable for them, but the pen is just another device, more portable. It's hardware, you can take it anywhere. I've heard stories that people have been in a restaurant and used it to scan a menu, so that's something that can be used for the pen. It can also be used for someone who's left and right-handed. So in the settings, which I'll go over later on, is you can change it from left to right-handed in the settings. So it will flip the screen round so someone left-handed can use it. And you can also scan left to right, right to left, and you can hear it back. And it will read from the natural side. As I said before, you can plug in headphones. Another feature that we've added is the word pause. The word pause was added only recently, probably a year ago, and we used to tell people, instead of slowing it down the way it speaks, why don't you pause between each word? So we gather feedback from people, and the feedback was when people slow it down, the volume, it actually starts to slur and it makes it really hard to understand. So we added in the word pause, which will pause between each word. So anyone with that processing problems or might struggle that in that aspect, they might be able to use the word pause. And my own recommended suggestion is up to 1 to 2 seconds. Any more, it becomes too long-winded. The pen is also discreet. It's really small, so when you're in the classroom, people can't see that you've got a massive laptop or iPad. You're just using your pen, so it makes it more discreet and creates that more comfortable environment and makes that person less anxious as well. It's ideal for the workplace as well, something that I'm looking at. The pens are continuously being updated, so I will actually give you a breakdown on some of the updates that are coming out just recent as well. And if you do want to look, there is some case studies and researches online, and there is a link from this webinar, www.readerpen.com, and you do get a full 1 year's warranty, and we have a 24-hour customer service line. So if you want to call up or send in a message, we'll get back to you as soon as possible about any questions as well. So I'm now going to just move on to the update of the reader pen that's coming out. I have put July, August here, but this could be over the next couple of months. So over the next 3 to 4 months, we'll be bringing out this update. So the most recent update that will be available on the reader pen as a download is the new English accents. So you'll be happy to know the Scottish accent will be available on the pens. We also have the Australian, Indian English and Irish accents. So these are just accents that will be available. At the moment, we're not sure when languages will be available, and this is something in the near future that will be discussed and be researched in more detail. So we also have another feature called auto read. So as you can see there, what it says is rather than reading, so what it does is the pen, when you scan and lift it up, it instantly reads. But this time the user with the auto read feature option selected, they'll be able to read a block set of text and then press the button, and then it will read it all back to them. So instead of having a scanning one line and it reading it back instantly, you can actually scan several lines and then press the button, and then it will repeat it all back to you. So the auto read feature will be a really good feature that will be coming out. We also have the clear screen feature. So instead of using the power or the back button to go back out of it, you'll actually have a button, a back button that you can use that will clear the screen. So you just press the clear screen button that will appear on the screen, click it, and then it will allow the user to clear the screen. And we also have a pause function, so you can pause as you're replaying by pressing the center button. So these are some of the features that will be coming out. I can't give you a specific date, but it'll be over the next coming months, and you'll be able to download these, or if you're looking to purchase the pens, especially in August, September time, they'll have these updates ready available. And these updates can be found on readerpen.com, and then you go to firmware updates. So another thing that I also like to discuss is the hints and tips, how you hold the pen, how you grip it, and how some of the buttons work. So we created this hints and tips card. So if anyone doesn't have this card, we can send this out to you as a PDF copy. And basically what it's saying is how you grip the pen. So you're gripping it round the edges, and you're making sure the lever is pressed down, and you're scanning across steadily, and you're making sure it's kept in line. You've got to make sure that you hold the pen at an angle, so a 75-degree angle, because what you've got to remember is the camera is taking a bird's eye view picture of the text, and then it's reading it back. So if it's too flat, it will start to read it in gobbledygook. So you just got to make sure it's held in the correct way. And then you have the buttons, so you press the center button to repeat anything, and then as you're navigating around the menus, got your up and your left and right and your down button to navigate through the menus there. So that's the reader pen, and just basically a rundown in a nutshell on how the reader pen is, the features and benefits. I'm now just going to show you a short video of the exam reader, and I will narrate exactly what's happening there as well. So you can just see here, this is a short video. And you can just see here, this is the exam reader in my hand here. I'm just going to demonstrate the pen. So I've just selected the text reader feature, and you can see the cursors flashing. So what this allows you to do is scan a line, and then it'll repeat it back to you. So as you scan a line, you can just see here I'm repeating myself. I'm repeating it, and it'll allow me to scan over. So you can just see here, I'll just show you just briefly, just a couple of minutes where I'm scanning a line here. So what I'm just going to do is scan something and then repeat it back. So you can just see here from the picture here that I'm scanning over, and you can just see the lever is fully pressed in, and then it's repeating it back. And you can just see it on the screen there. And then as you press the middle button, it then repeats it back to you. So you could just see from that video there, the ease of use, how you scanned over and scanned a line, really simple there. So that's just a short video there. I'm now going to go back to my presentation and explain about the Orange Exam Reader Pen. So the Orange Exam Reader Pen is SQA approved. So the pen can be used in the exams, as long as obviously you have an access arrangement and you have stated that you want to use the Orange Exam Reader. And I will show you the SQA statement on how that works. It also has Spanish, French, German, and Italian languages as well. So as you scan one of the languages, you can then hear it back in that language, but it won't translate. So what I'm talking about here is it allows you to scan Spanish and hear it in a Spanish accent, and then hear it back to you. And what this allows you to do is understand the pronunciation of the words in that language. So anyone learning these languages can really understand and engage with the text. You've also got the word pause again. You've got read delay. So what read delay allows you to do is scan over a line, and if you've got read delay selected, it will then pause up to 3 to 4 seconds before you hear it back. So anyone can get set, get ready, and fully understand and hear it back more easier. There's also no dictionary function. There's no storage, so there's no scan to file, and there's no dictaphone on here. But this pen is only allowed, broken down. It's locked down, ready for exam use only. So all of them features are taken away as well. So what is the exam reader allowing you to do? It's increasing independence and confidence. It's maybe that person doesn't want a human reader, they feel embarrassed. So maybe the exam reader might be a more proven tool for them to use, because they can maybe sit with the exam or with everybody else, feel more confident and feel more involved. You can access printed text anywhere. And as I said, you can sit the exams independently. We've got studies to prove that it does improve reading comprehension and it improves academic performances. And again, it's just reducing exam costs as well. Instead of shedding out for a human reader, you're getting one of the pens instead, or the computer reader for separate rooms, paying for the computers, paying for them to be installed. And again, it could be workplace ready because the pen doesn't store text. It's covering that confidentiality side of things. So anything confidential or sensitive data that you might accidentally scan, the pen will not save this on the pen screen there as well. So this is just taken from the SQA statements, and it just states basically you must select the IT option, the candidate using speak recognition or text reading pen, and you can just see there the example, dragon or reading pen. So this can be used in the SQA exams. And you've also got the other exam boards. So you've got JCQ, the international exams as well. So these are some of the exam boards and the legislations just stating that the pen can be used there in the exams. So I'm running through this quite quickly here, as we've only got the 20 minutes. So that's just basically gone through what the exam reader is, the features, the benefits, and also the same with the reader pen as well. And I'd like to just quickly go through some of the research and statistics on the pens and some of the studies that we've been doing, and especially studies that we've been doing in Scotland. So this is a study that we did with Norwich City College, and it was done by Dr. Trudy Coleman. And basically she'd done a massive study, and I've just taken the conclusion from here. So we did do a study in 2016. And what she said was the students who undertook the paper assistance of the reader pen, so they took an exam and they used the reader pen exam reader, and it's just basically said they achieved a real increase in the result, which also increased their emotional well-being and improved confidence and attitude to learning. And the study indicated significant and moderate gains in performance when the students were able to use the reader pens. Again, if anyone wants to look at this study and you're looking at this training video, please let me know and I'll be happy to share the results with you there as well. So this is another study and research that we did was with Ayrshire College. So Ayrshire actually have over 40 to 50 pens from 2017, and this is just some of the quotes and statements from some of their students. So a student who was studying motor vehicle mechanics at the Kilmarnock campus used the exam reader, and he said the technology was a miracle. He added it boosted his confidence because he knew that he wouldn't get the words mixed up. So basically that's just showing that he's using it as a reassurance tool. He's able to scan over and hear it back as many times as he'd like to ensure that he's not getting them words mixed up, so he can then answer that question correctly. And that could be the difference between achieving a higher grade for that student. So you can just see there that statement from that student. This student used it for his coaching and sports studies. He said it really helped. It helped him to hear the answers more clearly. He knew that he wasn't misinterpreting the information, and he liked the fact that he could sit in the classroom with his peers and the assessments without being taken out due to the headphones. So basically it's just stating there from that statement is that it was giving him that confidence, that reassurance that he could sit with everybody else because he had his headphones in. He could sit with his peers and he didn't look different. That's the main kind of statement we are taking from there, is he isn't looking different. He's not feeling anxious anymore because he's the use of the pen with the headphones plugged in. This is from a lady called Elaine Dyer. I actually met her at a conference and she done a talk, and she had a couple of our pens on trial, and then she ended up purchasing the 5 pens, and she works at the Kelso High School in Glasgow. She found the pen very useful She used it with a range of different users who needed different support needs, and she said that it reduced the need to source and download textbooks through sites such as Books for All, as you could simply access the books there and then regardless of the subject matter. So it's just showing the ease of use, the portability of the pen, being able to access that text whenever she likes, wherever she likes, to scan over and hear it back to you. They took the pen home immediately, and it provided encoding the pen to delve straight into. So you could just see there they took the pen back to home and they used the pen straight in and some of the books they brought. So it also has an element of confidence and self-esteem. They were immediately given a boost. So you can just see there from one of the parents' feedback is it encouraged that student to continue their learning, not only from school, but in home use as well. So the device could be used not only in lesson, but for homework as well there. I was going to show a video from the University of Limerick, but I'll now move on quickly and just show you some of the support that we offer. So this is just some of the useful links and some of the support that we offer. So again, these case studies are available from our website with the link below. You can also look at all of our videos and YouTube videos of like the video that I've shown you there, which just shown you through the pen and how to use it as well, and some useful talks from other important contacts that we've spoken to. And also I do run webinars, so if anyone is interested in booking in a webinar, feel free to go to that website and book on one of our on-demand webinars. These are a specialist webinar where I can talk through on a one-to-one basis and go through any problems or questions or hints and tips and training needs that you have available. So I'd just like to say thank you to listening to this recording, and I hope it was really useful. We do have free trials, so we do offer 30-day free trials. So school, colleges, university, anyone in an education establishment can contact us and get a 30-day free trial. If you're coming from a more end user point of view, you would need to purchase the pen up front. You do get a 2 to 3 weeks returns policy as well there. So please do get in touch if you do, and you can go on other websites like Amazon to purchase. And please do go to, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at jim@scanningpens.com or call through my direct line, which is 020-3906-9513. And just finally, we also have some exciting social media channels. So if you want to go to our Facebook, that's just below, our Twitter, our LinkedIn as well there. And I'll send that over to Shirley now.
Great, thanks very much, Jim. If we just stop sharing your screen and we'll go back to the original page that we had up there.
There we go.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm just going to put it back to the sharing screen because we do have the 2 links at the bottom to the web links. These are live links to the exam reader and the reader pen, which link back to the Scanning Pen site. And there you'll find the case studies and the videos and the webinars that Jim was talking about. So thanks very much, Jim. Just to say that the scanning pens are very popular here in Scotland. We get many requests for them to be loaned out from our equipment bank, and we've always got a waiting list for them. So lots of good stories. I hope everyone's enjoyed the webinar, and Jim will be doing another one early next year, 2020, and hopefully we'll see some more demos and hear what the latest updates are. Meanwhile, if you do want to try one, just get in touch with Jim and he can arrange a 30-day trial. Okay, thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Bye-bye.